Five count indictment that they've returned.
Right.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Can you
Okay.
tell us what the list is?
I'm Russell Johnson. I'm the District Attorney General for the 9th Judicial District, which includes Loudon County. Chief, you want to introduce yourself?
Chief Don White, Lenoir City Police Department.
We're here to announce a new bill indictment on Melanie Brown, who's the suspect, now defendant, in the murder case from Lenoir City of her 3-year-old son from early Wednesday morning. I'll let the chief just review briefly the facts of the case as far as the investigation that brought us to this indictment.
We, of course, responded to a 911 call on Thursday morning at 2:40, 225 Kelly Lane, to discover the body of a 3-year-old boy, King Brown. After working through the investigation, did determine that this crime occurred by the mother, Melanie Brown. She had self-inflicted wounds that required her to go to UT Medical Center, which she currently is still at. We worked with the District Attorney's Office to bring these charges forward today at this grand jury meeting in Loudon.
Okay, and we went ahead with our regular grand jury meeting this morning for several reasons. Number one, we were getting conflicting information about the suspect defendant, Melanie Brown's condition at UT. Obviously, it's difficult for even us to get that information for HIPAA and reasons that the press and at this point the general public are familiar with. So we were under the impression that she might be getting out as early as last night or sometime today. Evidently that situation's changed, but the urgency to go ahead and get some process in, an indictment reviewed by the grand jury and returned by the grand jury being one of those. And the other thing we're working under is this whole crazy coronavirus situation with everybody shutting down, and we were getting rumors that our Tennessee Supreme Court is going to order all the courts to shut down. So that would put us in a difficult situation being able to move forward, at least through the grand jury process, with an indictment anytime soon. There's a couple of reasons for going the indictment route as opposed to an arrest warrant. If we were to issue an arrest warrant and take her into custody when she gets out on an arrest warrant, we have to deal with the General Sessions Court process. Most defense attorneys in the situation of a homicide, especially one of this nature, are going to actively seek for a mental health evaluation of their client to do their due diligence, and that process is costly, and it takes a lot of time. It could put us off several months. And in fairness to whoever the defense attorney is going to be, it's easier to get that done if someone's already at the criminal court level where the state can pay for the mental evaluation as opposed to dealing with the mental evaluation at the General Sessions Court level. The other aspect is, as it's well documented here, our jail has been overcrowded under a plan of action for a number of years, especially with the female population. Housing a female in the Loudon County Jail is a difficult thing to do, especially one with any sort of medical condition, and someone with this type of crime charged against them is probably going to be in isolation. So if she's already at the criminal court level after an indictment from grand jury, it makes it easier for us to argue with TDOC that an individual like this, which may be the case or may not be the case, needs to go into the special needs facility in Nashville where she can be attended to for any medical issues if she has some, obviously, as we expect coming out of UT Hospital. So two very good reasons, and like I say, with our court being shut down and needing to move quicker on something like this. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're hearing strong rumors that it will, all courts, but that's up to the Supreme Court to decide, and you can certainly expect that in line with all the other dominoes falling into place with the situation we're in.
What's the latest you've heard on Melanie Brown's condition?
Chief can possibly speak to that, or maybe not, I'm not sure. All we know at this time is she's still in stable condition. They did anticipate that she could be released in the next 24 to 48 hours.
And have you have you gotten any other information that you can share on what precipitated all of this? I mean, you mentioned, Jennifer, you mentioned that you would anticipate some sort of mental evaluation. Do you have any sense of?
I would anticipate a mental evaluation on almost any defendant who has committed homicide or murder of some nature. And like I said, any defense attorney is going to do his or her due diligence and check that box at least, even if they don't suspect it, for purposes of post-conviction petitions. And also, you know, it's not uncommon for defendants to sue their own defense attorneys. And so they need to show that they've done everything possible to protect their defendant. So I can assure you that in most every homicide case, regardless of the circumstance or the mental condition of the defendant, there's going to be some sort of mental evaluation. In fact, maybe multiple mental evaluations.
But have you heard anything specific to this case as to her?
We've heard a lot of things, none that I can talk about with this being a pretrial situation that, you know, would have to be brought out by some other channel or avenue.
Anything else we wouldn't think to
And I
ask?
just to talk about the indictment a little bit, it's a 1 count of first degree premeditated murder, and then 2 separate counts of felony murder by aggravated child abuse, aggravated child neglect, and then the predicate counts of aggravated child abuse and aggravated child neglect, both of which are felonies. So if the jury were to find that this is a situation of aggravated child abuse or child neglect, and obviously the child dying as a result therefrom, it becomes a felony murder situation under that rule of law in Tennessee, which is treated for sentencing purposes the same as premeditated first degree murder.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.